This is my 7th year.
9 years for me. Well, I first came down with our home church for 2 years, and then they quit coming. So, and then Bonnie retired, so we decided to come down just by ourselves and join whatever church was here, which is what we've been doing. Then after the first year, we decided we wanted to stay longer. We're from the cold and it's warmer down here, so we came down here. We ended up spending 6 or 7 weeks down here to avoid the harsh winters of the north. Yeah, it's a win-win.
Awesome.
Plus we work here at Back Bay for a week, and then we work at Loaves and Fishes the rest of the time we're here, which feeds the shelter. Unsheltered, yeah.
Well, we knew about all the shoes down under the mission here, and Jonathan came over and we talked to him, and he said, "We got lots of socks too." So we said, okay, we will try before we leave here to get rid of as many socks and shoes as you want us to. And so that's how it all began. And it was a God wink. We often come down here and never know what we're going to be into, what we're going to do. We spend a week here and work with the Back Bay mission groups, but with his health issues, we're finding that is not as easy to do as it used to be. So we're always kind of looking around, what else can we do? Where do they need help with something that maybe the groups who come here can't get to while they're here for their week? I worked in inner city St. Louis and also in Illinois. And so I worked with a lot of different organizations. So I always kind of had my eye out when I was working, who could I connect with? Who could give us support that we can't get somewhere else? So basically, my mind started working again, and it's who's down here that can give us the support we need. And, I said to Mark, I'll gladly go in and ask someone. And so we kept driving by the coastal group, and it's like, I think this is the place I need to start with. And it was the first place we went to, and the rest is...
And we never dreamed we'd be able to get rid of all that we had.
No.
Plus, they're not just going to some place where they're going to sit, take it from here sitting to there. They actually went to people that really need the shoes and socks. And she told us one person that came in for the services there came in and asked if he could have a pair of shoes. He threw away his old shoes and took a pair of shoes
and socks.
And socks, yeah.
So we saw his shoes, what was left of his shoes, in the trash can, and knowing that he walked out. And the shoes were brand new and the socks were brand new. So, they had never been worn by anyone else.
They were what, Bahama socks?
Bahama socks.
They're the ones that donate a pair for every pair you buy.
And they were very generous this past time. They dropped off, I think it was like a semi truck.
Yes.
Full of socks, and they gave us the long socks this year too, which they normally don't give us.
Right, and that's what happened with the shoes too. Semi came in here, dropped off the shoes, and
just way more than we could use for the unsheltered.
Well, I remember that day. Everyone in the parking lot had new shoes.
I know.
Right.
Yeah. It was like going back to school. Everyone had new shoes that day.
Right. Yeah.
So, but then once the unsheltered had them, then they just sit. So we're glad that they were able to go through the whole community around here, and not only unsheltered but other people in need, that need shoes and socks. So.
And it was great because Myra is connected to so many organizations, and so she got on the phone, email, Facebook, however she did it, and we found out that she would call and they would come to her. So our goal was to get the shoes and socks to her, and then people could pick them up from her. And then she did deliver some to the places that I mentioned in the article. So
we'd go down one day with 3 or 4 cases, thinking, that would hold her for a while. Well, then she'd call the next day and want more, and then eventually, we ran out of everything. So, I mean, she just didn't get them to sit in her conference room. So
yeah, and when she called
us,
she called us on February 1st in the afternoon. It had been our last trip her office with shoes. And she said, I have some good news. And I said, what's that? And she said, they're gone. They're all gone. And it's like, praise the Lord. Yes, our goal is always to come down here to the warm. And this year was a little bit different because one morning we woke up, there was ice on the porch, there was ice on the sidewalk, you know, everywhere. And it was like, oh my word. And people teased us, why did you bring this down here? And we said, we had nothing to do with it. You know, it just so happened.
And then we went to Loaves and Fishes, and people were coming in there, and one guy came in, didn't have no shoes, and a lot of them, their socks were wet. And so we came back here and got a couple cases here, and that's where it all started. And then took them down there. We only did it for that week that was real cold here, and then, you know, then we stopped that. We just wanted to serve the need that those people needed during that cold weather time.
Immediately,
right?
Immediately.
And our goal to come down here for the warmth is true. And it's not always real warm here either this time of year, but our main goal is just to come down here and we serve. We serve Back Bay, Loaves and Fishes, and then help out around here, you know, whatever needs to do, because we don't have to go with a group or anything. We can do things that, you know, that a group can do out there, but we can do here to help out. So.
Since we've been coming several years, we do know a lot of the groups. And so Monday morning when they all get together for their first meeting, we like to come over and meet the group, reconnect with people, you know, do some catching up. And then because of Mark's health issues, you know, we want to be supportive, we want to be doers. And so, you know, we're always looking around. We've spent time in the yard, tearing out bushes the other day. We tore out 2 dead bushes that were in front of the mission house. And
in times past, we've worked out there and cut down shrubbery, picked up all the stuff laying around the yard. Every year when we come, we clean out the walk-in cooler. We take the shelves out, clean them all, and clean the floor, which nobody has time to do because on Friday, everybody's back and trying to get ready to go, and that's the last thing on their mind. So, you know, we do that. And then, you know, we just pick up trash and just other things that we do around here during the other 6 weeks we're here. At the times we're not working at Loaves and Fishes. So.
I think just the one that we had this year, Jeff was going to work as a long-term volunteer. He is a minister. He's into construction. And he put the word out, I'm going to be at Back Bay. Why don't you come and join me? And so they came from everywhere. 12 people came from everywhere across the United States, really didn't know each other. And it was amazing to see that group blend, become a family, and do the work of Back Bay Mission.
And hard to leave on Saturday.
And yes, came as strangers and left as family. It was wonderful to see. I think that's one thing, just come. You know, let go and just come. And I would say most of the people who come one time will be back again. And when that person comes, they bring a friend with them. And so that's how it all grows. More volunteers are here.
It's only 1 week a year, you know, that they give, and I think when they go back, they'll realize that's probably one of the best weeks, you know, that they've had of the year coming down here, because it does change you, and especially here, you see it at the ground floor. You know, you see these people, you see them living in tents, you see how they go over there and have to do the laundry and take a 15-minute shower, and you know, and then eat over at Loaves and Fishes. So, I mean, we're right in the middle of it. You know, it's not like we're looking from the outside in. So, it's really touches a lot. So that's another reason why we really like to come too.
And I think too, there's something for everyone to do, regardless of your skill, your abilities, you know, your physical challenges.
Down and a woman was in a wheelchair because she had MS, and she came down and she worked over in the admin office. And one day she came out to the site and she painted to her, you know, as high as she could go with her wheelchair. So, you know, it is for everybody. So
Any final thoughts?
just come and join us down here. You'll be amazed.
And you will go home a different person than you came.